Hey beautiful YouTubers, welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are having a great day. If you're new here, I'm Tattoo Barbie. I'm a military wife. I'm a tattoo artist. I like to travel the world. So if you like tattoo topics, travel topics, military topics, and just fun random things that I like to do, subscribe down below, hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on any future videos of moi. Restrictions are starting to be lifted. You know, hopefully when you find this video, you're planning and getting ready for a fun, amazing adventure to a country somewhere just amazing where the sun is shining. Right now in Germany it is raining and it's not good for my mood. You may be a military spouse trying to plan like your first big adventure and trip. Usually, you know, you come to Germany or you come to Italy and you're like, yes, like I have a whole bucket list. I want to travel every single country I can travel. But if you've never done it before, it can be really overwhelming, not knowing where to start. I know I was really confused and I've learned a lot of things through trial and error. So this is just kind of a beginner's guide to international travel. And if you have certain questions, just let me know in the comment section and I'll try to help you out. The first thing obviously is picking a location. Now we're going to use like Rome for example, because that's like a big place a lot of people want to go to. So you're going to type in Google things to do in Rome. You'll have like a whole list of things like the Colosseum, Trevi Fountain, all these different places that you're gonna look through the photos, kind of see if that's exactly where you wanna go, that's what you wanna do. And some of the things that are gonna pop up on Google, you might not have any interest. So it's really good to just kind of pick and choose, okay, these are the places that I want to go and see. I always do an Instagram search. I hashtag Rome, hashtag whatever place you're going to. I look at the location marker and I just kind of look to see, oh, that's a cute Instagram spot, or that looks like a lot of fun, because if you're like me, I want really cute Instagram pictures and I want to find some kind of hidden gems when I go on vacation. So that's really good, as well as a YouTube search. Now YouTube is a great place obviously to watch vlogs, just see what other people are doing, and you might be like, oh, that looks really cool, or that restaurant looks really good, and just kind of take notes so that way you know you can plan exactly step by step everything that you want to do and see. You can travel by train, car, plane. There's other ways to travel. You can do a cruise ship, but today I'm going to really be talking more about plane travel, because most of the time you're going to be wanting to use a plane to go from country to country. I always do a search on all the main websites like Kayak, Expedia, Booking.com, Skyscanner, just the main websites, to kind of like even Google to see the different prices, because of course you're going to want the best price, but you definitely need to pay attention to what is included with baggage. Sometime internationally traveling like Ryanair, they will be like, okay, you get a carry-on bag. They actually have a carry-on Ryanair size bag. I'll leave the link in the description, so that way you don't have to worry about anything as far as like, is my bag too big or whatever. It's not too expensive and it's really worth it, so you don't have the headache of worrying about, okay, do I have to pay a lot of money extra, or is it not gonna fit? This is the Ryanair bag that I was telling you guys about. It has like a regular strap here and a long strap here. I got this off of Amazon DE. I'm sure if you type in like Ryanair bag or something like that, you should find something along the same measurements as this. When you're leaving for travel, they do have those bins where they make you stick it in to make sure that it can fit in the overhead compartment. Every airline is different. It could be off by an inch, 2 inches, and if it's stuck, then you're kind of screwed. A big tip I will say is jeans are like the heaviest thing and they take up the most room. I love jeans, but when you're traveling internationally, try to get some flowy stuff, you know, only have a couple jeans in there, and roll everything, because if you roll all of your stuff when you're packing, then it's gonna not take up as much room and then you get to pack more stuff. Look at TripAdvisor. Now TripAdvisor is like one of the main websites that I use for every single trip that I go to. I type in the location that I'm going to, and then I start looking at different tours that you can take, the hotels, things to do. There's a things to do tab on there, and just kind of get a gist of how much things cost, the locations of places. TripAdvisor does work with Viator and Get Your Guide and like other companies. So if you book something with TripAdvisor and then you get a verification from Viator or a different company, don't freak out. They kind of work together as sister companies, and that usually happens a lot. I highly recommend on the TripAdvisor website to go to the hotels in the area that you're looking for, because on TripAdvisor at the I think it's the very bottom, it'll show you how close you are to main attractions, to restaurants. It'll have like a star rating on how close your hotel is to everything, and hotel is key. Maybe you might spend a little bit more money for location, but I'm telling you it'll be 100% worth it, because you want to be in a hub so it's easy for you to walk everywhere. Because especially in Europe, walking is just, you can't avoid it. You're going to be walking everywhere, especially if you want to avoid trying to figure out the train system, the bus station. It's really important to find a hotel that's in the central location of everything that you want to see. The sun is like shifting, so if I look super flushed out, I'm sorry. There's nothing I can do about it. The clouds are moving against me. But like I was saying, on TripAdvisor, when you're looking at hotels, it'll have like different sites that you can book from, like Booking, Expedia, such like that. Even when you do a Google search for those specific like hotels or whatever, you're gonna see different websites that you can book from, and sometimes you might have to book the hotel with the actual website itself. If you can, try to book with an American site, because it's a lot easier to navigate, it's a lot easier for you to read the fine print and everything, and for me, it's more trustworthy than using a website I've never seen or heard of before that might be a thing just in Italy or just in Egypt or just in that location. So if you can, try to go to like the trustworthy sites that you've heard of before that just make it easier. If you can't avoid it, then just book from the direct website link, and make sure that you book breakfast with your hotel. The last thing you want is to be searching for breakfast an hour or 2 hours before you're going to sightsee, and you're wasting so much time, when getting the breakfast included in your stay saves so much time, a headache. Just look at the reviews, see how, if it's like a buffet, if it's really good, or whatever breakfast they offer. Usually it's a buffet. I've never experienced the bad one, but I did my research. So always pay for the breakfast beforehand when you're paying for your room, because otherwise you're gonna have to pay like $20 extra a day per person, something ridiculous that's not worth it. So just get it as a package deal. You'll thank me later. Especially when you're doing international travel, make sure your hotel room has AC. Especially in Europe, it's really common for most of the hotels not to have AC. I'm used to it. I live in Germany. There's no air conditioning. It is what it is. Yes, no air conditioning in the summer. It should say on the website like AC included, whatever. If it's not there, either they don't have it, or call the hotel themselves and be like, hey, do you guys have air conditioning? Sometimes the hotel will be like, well, we only have a few rooms that have air conditioning, but I'm sure you're gonna get it. Don't trust that, because you'll be the person that doesn't get a room with AC. You'll be miserable. But depending on when you go on a trip, you might not need air conditioning. If you're traveling in the wintertime, me and my husband went to Spain in March, and we didn't realize, well, I didn't realize because I booked the trip, that the room didn't have AC. Didn't think it was a big deal. It really wasn't. We kept like the window kind of open. It was a nice breeze at night, and it was completely fine, and we weren't in the hotel room that long anyways. Get verified on TripAdvisor, because a lot of the stuff that I'm saying revolves around TripAdvisor. This is not sponsored by them. I kind of wish it was, but whatever. When I planned my trip to Egypt, everything got canceled. I think it was 12 hours before my trip. I was having a panic attack. I was worried because I wasn't a verified member. They thought that my card could be fraudulent, and then they called me literally an hour before I was about to get on my plane, was like, oh, you're verified, and then rebooked everything. You don't want to go through that. So try to get verified, make an account. If you have to call up there, be like, hey, I want to make sure that I'm a verified TripAdvisor member, just do that, go through customer service, and then you'll be good to go. Buy tickets for everything ahead of time. If you're going to the Colosseum, if you're going to the catacombs in Paris, wherever you're going, like the Louvre, museums, places that you have to have a ticket, buy the ticket in advance. Now do a quick Google search. Let's just say catacombs in Paris, right? When you go on that search, there should be like a website link, or you can buy the tickets off of Google directly. Now sometimes Google will have other options than the website, because sometimes Google has more like VIP options, like skip the line tickets, stuff like that. Buy the ticket, print it out. It's going to save you so much time, because I will tell you, everywhere that I've been to that does require a ticket, the line will be wrapped around the freaking building. It'll be like a 2-hour wait. It wastes your time. You don't want to be in the hot, especially in the summertime, waiting for it, when you can just print it out, and it's literally so much easier, and usually you save money that way anyways. This may sound a little bit old school because everybody puts their stuff on their phone, and I get it, but I'm gonna tell you to save the stuff on your phone, as well as print out everything and a whole itinerary. I have a folder that I put everything in, or I roll it up and put it in my backpack, but I keep everything printed out, from the plane tickets to the museum tickets to hotel reservations, just because anything can happen, and having a paper trail is really important because you don't want something to get messed up. A lot of the museums and stuff will have like, this is your ticket, right? And they will just rip it like this, and then okay, you're good. They want to physically rip like something that you have, a ticket or whatever, so that way you don't try to re-enter the museum. I guess that's their international symbol that you already went into the museum, and they're not going to let you back in. I said this in my PCS binder video, but I'm going to mention it here too. If you're going on a trip, don't forget your passport. If you can, make photocopies of your passport or like an ID or something, because if you lose anything, having identification is very important, because you don't want to be stuck in a situation not being able to come back into the country, or if something happens, just have photocopies of everything. Check to see if where you're going has Uber. Uber is not everywhere. When we were in Italy, they only had Uber Black, which is a lot more expensive. So just see if where you're going, type in, I think on the Uber website you can put in the locations for that city or whatever to see if anything pops up. And if they don't have an Uber, then you need to figure out, you know, if you need to get a tour guide, if you need to figure out the bus system, taxis. I try to avoid taxis at all costs because they're a lot more expensive. Depending on what country you go to, it could be a fake taxi driver that knows you're an American, and they're like, okay, we're going to rob you blind for all of your money. Going back to the website TripAdvisor or Viator, it is very important for you to set up transportation. So pick up from the airport to your hotel, and your hotel back to the airport. Now, you can take a cab, you can find a bus, you can find a shuttle. Depending on where you are, it might just be easier, especially if it's late at night, to have something set up. So you can type in airport pickup or airport departure. Someone with a car and a little sign will pick you up. It'll just be you, and if you're by yourself, or you and your husband, or you and your family, you can put in there like how many people you have, how many bags you have, and then if you obviously have more people, more bags, it's going to be a little bit more expensive because they need a bigger vehicle, but you pay for it ahead of time. You have your little voucher or whatever on your phone, and also print it out, and they will be waiting for a sign with your name. They will take you from the airport to the hotel and so forth. Now, you can always ask your hotel, be like, do you guys have a shuttle service? Do you guys offer any pickup and drop off? See how much they charge, and that might be easier for you. Just whatever works for, you know, your budget or whatever you want to do. You do have those type of options, but you want to set that up ahead of time. So the day that you're leaving, I always say try to be at the airport like 3 hours prior. You always want to have everything set up so you don't have to worry about trying to find a ride the day that you're trying to go back home. Food. Now, you can go with the flow, or you can plan in advance. Now, some countries, some places, reservations are required depending on what kind of restaurant you want to go to. Me and my husband have just kind of gone with the flow a lot, where I find places on Instagram that I know you don't need, you know, reservations for. We just wait in line and then go ahead and eat there. So just kind of Google, do Instagram, do your research, find out any food options, especially if you have like a sensitive stomach like I do. I want to make sure that I can look at the menus and it's something that I want to eat, because every country has different food and you might not really like what they have. If you haven't lived in a foreign country before, it could be really weird, like you have to pay to use the bathroom. I'm used to it living in Germany. Usually it costs anywhere from 50 cents to $1 or €1 to use the bathroom. It's just kind of a habit that you know you have to pay for it. If you've never internationally traveled, this could be really weird. I always have like a little, like a coin purse with like my bathroom fund, so that way anytime I need to use a bathroom, I can pay. Usually there's someone in there, they kind of want a tip or whatever, then you pay that, your 50 cent or whatever to that person, and then use the bathroom. A little hack for you guys, and I believe I tried this in Czech for the first time and then just kind of carried it over. A lot of places, if you eat like at outside, like little bistros and cafes, you have to use the bathroom. Usually like across, you'll see like a hotel or like where they have like the kitchen, and they'll be like, yes, you can use the bathroom inside. There'll be like a bar or like a hotel or something, and then you use the bathroom. Keep that bathroom in your head, because you don't have to pay for that bathroom because like you're buying the food there. And it's not like when you go in to use the bathroom that someone's like checking your receipt or checking to make sure that, you know, you're allowed to use the bathroom. Just go use the bathroom, and then anytime like you're walking back and forth and you have to pee really bad, just go use that bathroom, and that could be like your bathroom hub point, so you're not spending a bunch of money on bathrooms. Currency. Now everywhere you go, different countries have different currencies. Now for the most part, every airport that you go to when you arrive and your hotel should have an ATM with that currency. So if it's euros, if it's pounds, whatever it is, you usually will be able to get it at your hotel. If you're worried that the hotel doesn't have an ATM, just give them a call. Most of the time the people at the desks will speak more than one language, or they will find someone that speaks English or whatever language that you speak and be able to help you out. But every single hotel that we've been to has an ATM in it for that currency. If you're a female, I highly recommend calling the hotel ahead of time and seeing if they have a blow dryer. Blow dryers are really heavy, and honestly, you don't want to pack extra stuff, especially if you're in the Ryanair situation and you don't have much room to pack a bunch of heavy things. The last thing I will hit on is the plugs. Now, depending on what country you go to, you're going to need some kind of adapter plug. So definitely Google, see what kind of plugs that the hotel you're going to be staying in takes. I haven't been in a hotel that has like an American plug, like as a, okay, there's an extra little plug. You always need to bring these. Sometimes the hotel will have some that you can buy or borrow, but not all hotels do. So try to be prepared and have plugs like this ahead of time. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If I forgot anything, then just ask me in the comments down below and I will try to answer to the best of my ability. Give me a thumbs up, subscribe down below. You can follow me on all my social media that is linked down below in the description box. And until next time, I'll see y'all beautiful people later. Bye.